Start recording. Okay. Okay, so 12.8 with all the content. We've pulled a few things from this patch, either for more time or after reconsideration. It's a pretty fun patch. I'd say numbers are definitely subject to further change. All right, so we are on... So it's Tuesday in America right now. So it's Tuesday in America, and this patch will not drop for another week. So, yeah, there's definitely enough time. Also, 12.8 is the No, I thought we got one more before MSI. Oh, no. No. Well, this does mean that we could have a big patch for 12.9, right? We could have like a mini off-season patch, so maybe there's like that. Maybe there's that. All right, let's take a look at these. Let's see. Mordekaiser passive movement speed 369 at levels 1, 6, and 11. Yeah, that is. I mean, so okay. This is really. Don't get me wrong. This is really big for lane Mordekaiser. This is really big for lane Mordekaiser. It's also big for jungle Mordekaiser. Jungle Mordekaiser is fine and like lower MMR. I know that some people. The only reason I'm touching on jungle Mordekaiser is people know that Malice played him in Champions Queue and stuff. It is big for jungle Mord as well. This like really speeds up his clears by quite a lot. This really speeds up his clears. He doesn't get access to it obviously until level 6, but like at that point, yes, he does have a lot more threat inside of it. His trade patterns in lane, I mean, it is nice. This does turn into damage. Like, don't get me wrong. He basically, so for some people wondering, what is 3%? Well, 3% is basically free magical boots at level 6. So while his passive is active, he gets free magical boots. That's kind of nice. And then, he gets tier 2 boots for free at level 11. So this is nice. Aatrox removed from this patch. That's really sad because I think that Aatrox does need buffs. Vladimir, armor 23 to 27. Vladimir, so... Talking to Elite 500, he is adamant that Vladimir's in a really good spot right now. Looking at some of the items, I could see it because like some of the stuff that is happening. Hello, Riot Flocks, I see you in chat right now. So that is good. I think that like getting the armor buff is good here. He will encounter a lot of physical damage champions right now, both in mid and top lane. And this just helps everything be a lot better. The reason that I think that this is a lot better is because I think that physical damage champions are generally better against him than some of the mages are, because versus mages, he'll just aim to play an economic game against their mana pool, and I mean, yeah, so physical damage champions are generally better because they get access to the lifesteal. Lifesteal was also recently nerfed, and so when you combine like that he's getting more armor, lifesteal's been nerfed a little bit, it does help Vladimir out. You got to keep these like changes in mind, so I think that's good. Poppy, W cooldown 24 to 16 to 20 to 12. What? W is her little thingy, right? The fucking the interrupt, right? That's her W, right? What is going on? Poppy's getting an Omegalodon buff. Wow, this is huge for both top Poppy, support Poppy, and jungle Poppy. R1 knockup 0.75 seconds to 1 second. Wow. R2 missile speed 2000. Wow. R2 knockback. Wow. Our channel, you are not rejoining the fight if she knocks you out. They're like 2400, you can sometimes rejoin the fight, but like not always. 3400, you're never rejoining it. Our channel refund 30 seconds to 50. Okay. Wow. That is really big. Sejuani passive 12 seconds to 12 to 6 seconds based on levels. This is way bigger for like top Sej and support Sej. I know some people are saying mid Sej. The reason that I think top and support Sej are better than mid Sejuani is because mid Sejuani is a lot more predictable, and because of the champions that she's facing in mid lane, it's a lot less reliable to like do her like stuff. Whereas in top lane, she can be used as a counter to like some melee champions and whatnot, and then in support, I think it's a lot more reliable, but this is a very big buff no matter what. Fiddlesticks, W healing against champions, 30 to 50% to 30 to 70% of damage dealt. I wish I could say this is like super big, but it's not. Again, everyone and their mother has grievous wounds nowadays, so you're getting you're getting 40% of 20% basically. So I mean, it is a buff. I mean, it's something. It is, but Fiddlesticks is broken. So I will say this. Fiddlesticks is already broken. He doesn't actually need buffs. So this is fine. This is exactly the kind of like buff that Riot could go for without like, you know, I think like towing the line with like making him too strong. I think this is exactly the kind of buff that is reasonable in this regard. Fiddlesticks is already broken. Fiddle does not need buffs. He did not need to be on here. I'm grateful, like as a spectator, live viewer, co-streamer, etc., that he is on here because maybe people play him. You know, the pros just need to be reminded of some of these champions more. But the Omega Lol Zoe. Q mana cost 50 to 70 to 40 to 60. Wow. Wow, she is getting like, wow. She's getting cookies for free in lane, basically. That is super big. Our mana cost 50 to 40 is also down. She's just getting a lot of free mana. And that's really good for her. That's really, really, really good. Zoe's already really good early lane bully. And obviously she has like her one item spike, which is kind of gross as well. So this is all good. Kassadin Q shield. This is a very good way to buff Kassadin. Okay. 40 to 160 plus 30% AP to 60 to 180 plus 40% AP. So his shield is going to get way bigger. The thing is that early on, most people can't actually fully penetrate his shield as is. This is probably going to make it so that you just put 2 points in Q and then max E. Because right now, I mean, you're 60. You're almost getting access to rank 2 before. But now, at like 2 points in it, you almost get access to old rank 3. And when you combine the 10% ability power, I mean, it's really good. So what's going to happen is that in ranged matchups, well, in ranged matchups, depending on what the ranged matchup is, you're still going to max Q. But like ranged matchups like against Victor or something like, well, maybe against Victor you still do max Q. But like I could definitely see merit to like 2 or 3 points in Q and then maxing E. Whereas I know that a lot of people that don't actually actively follow Kassadin just think that you max E anyway. But normally, yes, in ranged matchups where like your shield has value, or like in melee matchups where your shield has value so that you always win the trades, Q has a lot of merit, and now it's like, yeah, they're not penetrating the shield. And the shield thing is a skillful use, right? You have to use it in response to the enemy's spellcast, or in anticipation of it, and then you get value. You get value there. And it's also, yeah, I mean, it is nice to keep in mind where, like, Vladimir is countered by Kassadin, but, like, I'm very doubtful that... the other thing about Vladimir is bot lane Vladimir, I guess, the 4 armor buff. That's actually big against ADC, is that also because ADC's lost the Vamp Scepter. But, you know, ADCs in bot lane, generally, they're very zug-zug with their brains. So, what happens is they go Noon Quiver first, or, like, tier 2 boots anyway. They don't realize that to beat Vladimir and, like, beat, like, mana, or mages and stuff, you go Vampiric Scepter, and then mages are very, very sad if they can't burst you. Vel'Koz, Q AP ratio 80 to 90%. W initial ratio 15. Why is Vel'Koz getting buffed? Dude, Vel'Koz is just like Fiddlesticks. He's very hard. He's exceptionally hard. But he's insane. He's really good at support. He's very good in mid lane. This is a very big buff on 2 of his very spammable abilities. This is really, 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 really big. For Vel'Koz. This is very good for him, both support and mid lane Vel'Koz. Xerath, E stun duration is going up based on distance. Okay. That's a buff that we can take. Xerath, another champion that is exceptionally good right now in support and at AD carry. And I mean, you can flex him mid, but I think mid is his worst role. I think that I do think that support Xerath is his best. So I mean, there's that. And the reason that I think support Xerath is his best is because Xerath really just wants Luden or Liandry. And then because the support item counts as a legendary, you immediately get the legendary passive. And because of the gold gain that Xerath can get using the support item and the stats that it gives, Xerath gets access to so much power when he wants it most and when he's going to be at his most oppressive. Don't get me wrong, Xerath scales really hard with items, but he's also a menace even early on. With his abilities. It's just really, really, really hard. Xerath is the only champion in the game that has only skill shots, which is really cool. So, yeah, that's good. Sylas, R cooldown, 140 to 80 to 30. That's a nice Sylas buff. I don't think... I mean, all that this means is that he probably has... So, Sylas builds Lost Chapter, right? He builds Everfrost. So when you combine the fact that he's getting 20 seconds shaved off base, plus he has Everfrost, this means that every 2 waves Sylas has ult up, which you guys have heard me talk about this before, like about Vayne and stuff. Like, Vayne's whole thing, do you guys remember when Final Hour was 60 seconds or something? She had it up every time she came to lane. That was, like, really hard to play against, and I think that Sylas, like, having ult up all the time, it's going to be good. Ezreal, R cooldown. I didn't even know that it was 120 seconds flat at all ranks. That feels really, really bad. The fact that Ezreal also gets access to so much CDR and now his ultimate is going to be up like a lot more frequently in mid game and late game, that's really weird. Tristana, why is she getting 0.4 AD a level? What? Wait, she's getting what? She's getting almost a longsword for free at level. Wait, that's really big for Trist. That is really, really big. That's really, really, really good. That's really good. What the heck? Jhin, WCC duration. So we're gonna we have this thing here too. WCC duration 1 to 2 seconds to 1.25 to 2.5. Equal down 28 to 16 to 24 to 14. Damage on WE is no longer reduced against monsters. Okay, WCC duration 1 to 2 seconds, 1.25 to 2.25. Equal down 28 to 16, 24. Okay, so these aren't the kind of changes that Jhin needs. Jhin needs something to like. Jhin either needs something to his actual damage, or he needs something to like his ult that would end up making him better. I mean, the equal down is nice because he doesn't put points in it until way later. So just like damage on EW is no longer reduced against monsters. I mean, I don't think Jhin jungle is a thing. Maybe it is. Maybe Jhin jungle is a thing. Does he clear fast? I don't know. I mean, the thing is that okay, one of the things that people have to understand about Jhin is he is a utility AD carry. He is not the same Jhin that he once was, where he goes up to 1,000 AD and he just kills you, and he's like an uber late game hyper carry with he's flying around at 600 MS, and you're wondering why you can't hit him, and he just has infinite CC, and you can't stay on top of him, and he just also nukes you. No, that's not Jhin anymore. That's Zeri. So Jhin has become a follow-up AD carry CC utility bot. Jhin has taken on a CC role. He's utility, much like Kalista. They have basically they've gone from like carry ADCs to utility ADCs. They're both utility ADCs now. Jhin can build lethality. So maybe because he can build lethality, and junglers who can build lethality are better off than junglers who can't, maybe he can be a jungler. I have no idea. I'll definitely look into that. Passive damage 30 plus 12 per 5 times to 35 plus 14 per 5 times. The Chime Minister is coming back. W max heal 55 to 215 to 60 to 240. I have no idea why they're buffing Bard. Bard is so good. This is so much damage. This so one of the things that people don't know is that so no one ever did this. No one ever did this. The split's over. C9 is out. So like when everyone was doing the roaming top thing, right? I always thought that the best thing that we could do was Bard mid. I always thought that was the best thing that you can do was Bard mid with Spell Thieves. And you run around and you collect chimes and you run around with the jungler because it just makes the most sense. You have the most influence. His like magical journeys, being able to go top or bot lane, help out the jungle, etc., being able to return to mid fast, run around, get all the chimes, etc. It just made the most sense. And so if these changes go through where he's getting more damage and more healing for his jungle buddy, I think that mid Bard with Spell Thieves probably becomes a thing. Yeah, he's like the AP variant of Pyke, so this is fine. Seraphine removed from the patch. Okay. Seraphine, I don't know. They have to be careful with buffing Seraphine, so I like that they removed it. Pyke, moved to a future patch to allow for the changes, okay. Soraka, W heal, 100 to 140 plus 70% AP to 100 to 1... to... what? Phlox, you're in my chat right now. This isn't a nerf. Wait. Phlox. What? Oh, no, it is. Oh, okay. There's a typo. It's a typo. 240 to 210. Oh, okay. And lose 5% AP. Okay, that's pretty big. So the thing is that Soraka generally will heal most of the targets no matter what in the same rotations. So don't overreact to this. Soraka will still... So Soraka generally overheals people. And what I mean by that is, like, if your AD carry has 2,000 HP, Soraka is giving them 700 if like Moonstone's like fully up and she has like 50% increased heal and shield, etc. She's giving them 700. Okay, what's 700 times 3? 700 times 3, 2100. Okay, if they have 2000 HP, they're still being fully healed. So now, instead of giving them 700 or something, she's giving them 600. I mean, they're still roughly getting, like, brought back up to full. So all that matters, so this is one of the things that I've talked about in, like, my patch rundowns, when Riot removes, like, some damage or they remove some HP and other things, is what does it change for the threshold for, like, a combo? You know what I mean? So, like, for instance, if Cho'Gath's, like, QW combo deals 800 damage and the enemy has, 1700 HP, okay? And they change it to doing 600 damage, the Cho'Gath still just needs to land QW 3 times. You know what I mean? Like, he still has to land it 3 times going through the resists to get them into feast range or something, right? So, it's not the end of the world. All that matters is how practical it is towards, like, the sequence. And I think in this case, the only time it matters is when Soraka can only get 1 or 2 heals off. But everything else, hi Munchables, everything else, I think it's totally fine. Jinx, base health nerfed by 2 auto attacks in lane phase. Wow, that's really big. I mean, it is really big. It will make some of her matchups definitely a little bit rougher early on, but I mean, you're still going to pick Jinx. Xayah, Q damage, 45 to 125 to 45 to 105. Q cooldown, 10 to 6 to 10 to 8. These are big nerfs to Xayah. I feel bad that Xayah is getting hit like this. I would rather like Riot showcase the ludicrous, like how ludicrous pro play is just by undoing Xayah's buffs and then showing how Xayah keeps getting picked anyway, and that would just like highlight how funny pro play is. I think that'd be a very funny thing. Champion adjustments: passive missing health damage ratio 2.5% per 100 AP to 5% per 1. What? WAP ratio 70 per. Oh my god. Oh. Our AP ratio 70. What is going on? See previous list on Twitter. What? Oh, Olaf's not in here, but Swain is. Okay, and then what's the... Okay. That's fine. What is going on? Alt slow increase from 80% to 99%. Alt AD ratio increase from 25 to 30%. Max... What? Dude, look. I know everyone thinks this is insane and that Jhin will never miss an ultimate. You guys weren't here last week on my stream when I had a withered target on top of my Gnosis and my Jhin missed all 4 shots. Okay. I had a rank 5 Gnosis wither on the target. Jhin missed all 5. Now, Gnosis is 95, not 99, but it is possible. It is possible. It is totally possible. Oh my lord. I was testing this, decided to buff something else. Oh no. Okay. The 4% threshold, yeah. All 4 shots, yeah. So, okay. August said in the comments he hasn't... Okay, so, I mean, all these changes, I like all of these. So, let me go over the ones which I think affect competitive. Vladimir affects competitive. Poppy, competitive. Sejuani, not competitive. Fiddlesticks, not competitive because I think that these champions are already playable, but they're not picked. Zoe affects competitive. Kassadin affects competitive. Vel'Koz, not going to affect competitive. Xerath should affect competitive, maybe won't. Sylas, placebo. Ezreal, kind of not placebo, but kind of is, because, again, you don't get access to it till level 11, level 16, which you're 80 carry, so it's like, you know, not the end of the world. Tristana, very big for competitive, but I don't know. I mean, she wasn't popping up as is, you know? So I think that's a little weird. Jhin, if he can jungle, maybe can affect competitive. Bard, I wish I could say that it affects competitive. Bard is like the Ivern of supports, in that he's not easy for anyone to just pick up. He's actually hard to play at a high level versus high-level players. Because Bard just has so many nuance. Really, the difficult thing about Bard is understanding his R, and getting to a point where you can smart cast Magical Journey. Those are the hardest Bard things, and those are really hard. Those are extremely, extremely hard to be able to do. Magical Journey shenanigans and R. are really, really, really hard. But yeah, I mean, Polypuff will be really happy. Honestly, Polypuff should do roaming bard mid on his stream. That would be really good. And then, you know, he can tell people that he heard it here first. True. Everything else, Jinx, I think she'll still be picked in competitive. Xayah might be gone from competitive, to be completely honest. She might be gone with this. AP Kai'Sa's probably dead. Soraka's still fine, but I can respect the Soraka thing. But don't forget, Soraka also got hit with the Moonstone thing too, you know? So, I mean, I think it's fine. But Soraka's in too much of a broken spot as it is anyway. Soraka's really, really broken. Hold on one second. Shrimp wants to play. But anyways, I think that's it. I think that's it for the changes.